What's up everyone? My name's Liv. I'm still taking a break from recording, but we are your meta PsycKicks. Today, following the trends that people are excited about, we're going to be reacting to another Exploring Abandoned Places video. And this week, instead of exploring with Josh, we're going to be covering Exploring Abandoned Victorian Mansion with Everything Left Behind, VECNA'S Mansion by BigBankz. I don't think it's actually the house from Stranger Things, but nonetheless, it looks like a beautiful home and I'm excited to explore it with the guy from BigBankz. I don't know what his name is yet because I haven't actually watched the video or watched anything else, but this creator is a recommendation from someone in the YouTube comments from our last video with Exploring with Josh. So it's a lot more chill than doing paranormal investigations, which those are fun, don't get me wrong, but they're a lot more like jump scare-y depending on who we're reacting to and things like that. And we have our own paranormal investigation videos, which are also fun. But as a liker of just houses and old things in general, I'm excited to have a little more of a cool vibey video, not so much jump scare like demons and dark things stuff. We will still continue reacting to paranormal investigations, but I'm enjoying just the chill house vibes. If you guys are new to the channel and you don't know anything about us, my name's Liv. We've already met, kind of. How are you? Nice to meet you. I'm a psychic medium, which I know sounds weird, but I'm gonna layer on the weirdness here for a second. In addition to talking or communicating with the souls of past people, or quote unquote the dead, that all of the mediums like to say, I don't know, just seems like even more clickbaity when you're like, oh, I talk to the dead, but you know, it's just souls of people. But anyways, I also talk to houses, which is weird. Let's break it down just a little bit. So as a psychic medium, the only thing that I'm reading is energy. So houses have energy, people have energy, souls have energy. Souls are the energy of people in essence, unless you're getting to like scientific things, but that's not what we're here for. But we're gonna react to this video. I'm excited to see what's actually in the house because it says everything's left behind. Dude, I love old things. We've done a couple videos, Em and I, on past lives, and for me, I feel like one of my most recent past lives, just from information I've got as a medium, was as a woman from like the 1920s, 30s, 40s. I don't think I really made it past the 50s, but I love things like this, so I'm excited to see all the things that are in the house, if there's any souls or spirits that are in the house, and what the house itself has to say. Are you excited? I am. Let's get into it.
They say time is currency. A currency that we can only spend once. And time seems to be more valuable than money or things of this world. For this beautiful house in the south, time has stopped and has been frozen forever.
Alright, so just from the front like portion of the house itself, the front viewpoint, the video recording of it shot, I guess, sorry, bad at video lingo, I feel, and I know this sounds very cliche and I hate when I see cliche things, but I feel that there is the soul of a little girl who is in and around the house. I don't know if she's associated with the house. We'll have to see more in just a second. But in like, you have the first story, the second story, and then the third story, right? I feel like she's in the third story window. If you want to rewind and look, in the right window that's in the middle on the third story. She has dark brown hair that's braided in like pigtails, and I feel like she's wearing a dress that is like a bluish color and like tan and white maybe. I feel like she might be from the turn of the centuries, so like I feel like electricity might have been invented, but it wasn't in everyone's homes. People that had lighting would have had gas lighting, so I feel like there would have been lamps in the home. But maybe electricity was just starting to be implemented in places, like 1900s. I don't think she is any older than like the 1920s, because it's definitely before cars. So like right before cars came out. But she is in the window. I also feel like there's an older man who's here too. He has a much more like uppity, happy vibe. I feel like he actually is associated with the house, whereas the little girl, I don't know if she's associated with the house necessarily, as she is with the land that surrounds it, but now her soul associates with the house for whatever reason. We'll have to see if there's more information for that. But there's a man who tells me that this used to be an area that had farmland more so, because he makes me feel like he took care of the horses in the carriage house if there was ever a carriage house or a barn on the property. He's wearing overalls and like a tunic shirt underneath it if he wears a shirt. And he has like a hay fork, like a pitchfork in his hand, and he has a very funny sense of humor. And he feels like he drank a lot of tea, specifically sweet tea, so I'm excited to see if this is a house that's in the South, because I don't know yet. All right, continuing on.
What's up guys, it's BigBankz back again for another video. Today, as you can tell, we are at a beautiful Victorian mansion here in the South. This place reminds me a lot of the Stranger Things house.
In the South, okay, so hopefully I am talking to, because when I say hopefully, it's funny because when I do these videos, I don't have someone to validate like I do in a reading with someone. Like, oh, I'm talking to your great aunt uncle or great uncle because he showed me this, this, and that, and then the person on the other side of the screen, my client that I'm doing a reading for, can confirm it. I don't have any confirmation of this. So we're in the South. I think I'm talking to a guy who used to be like a farmhand for the property. But yeah, let's see.
VECNA'S house, but look at it. It's absolutely gorgeous. We're gonna take a walk around it, go inside, check out what's left. I think everything is left in here. And then we're gonna tell the story. We're gonna tell the story of what's going on with this and why it's left the way it is. But it is beautiful, guys. It's a beautiful day out here, beautiful exploration. I'm with all my friends here in the South. We got Chase, Alex, Justin, and yeah, I'll leave everything down in the description for them. But let's take a look around this beautiful old Southern mansion. Walk up to the front porch. Check it out. Big, grand front porch here. A lot of stuff left up here on the porch of this house. Surprisingly, it's not painted blue on the ceiling. Typically you see that a lot in these old houses here. Got like cinder blocks.
That is so cool. Oh my gosh, I love the molding on everything. It makes me so happy. Does anyone know why the ceiling in the porch would be painted blue? Is that just because people wanted it to look like the sky? If you guys know, let me know in the comments below. I'm not sure. I've never heard of that before. I feel like there's also an old woman who's associated with this house. I feel like she may have liked or had a cat that was orange at one point too. And she's very, very nice. She's very sweet. She talks in a little bit of a Southern drawl, but it's more polite, I would say. Not to say that like the Southern drawl isn't polite, but it's refined maybe. I feel like if she had some sort of education or higher education where they had like the transatlantic accent when movies started to come out, it's not the transatlantic accent, but it's more refined of a dialect, I would say. But she's older. She's probably in her 72 to 76 maybe. She might not be that old. I feel like she was more like 68. She just says that she looks a little bit older because it was that time. But she's on the front porch, which is very cute. Okay, continuing.
Beautiful land that this would have been on if it would have been kept up, but it's not. And of course, the woodwork all around the porch is just incredible. Oh, check it out. There's like a baby carriage right here. That is old. That looks crazy. Look at this beautiful home. Hold on, I gotta get a good shot of the front. You guys gotta see the magnitude of how beautiful this is. This is first video of this southern trip. And the first house that we're seeing is this beautiful, beautiful home. So let's go around to the back. Let's see what it looks like back there. And we'll go inside and check it out. So we've made our way to the back of the house. And this looks like some sort of shop or something. This looks like a pool. I can't tell though. This is the back side of this mansion. Right here. Got a lot of stuff kind of scattered about out here. Such a weird house. Weird property.
Okay, so it's really weird because I'm tapping in more to the souls that lived there, not most recently, but originally. and it's odd because they show me the house without the buildings that are really close to it, like the houses and the road around it. The older woman that was sitting on top of or standing on the porch, she's telling me if you go back and rewind to the back of the house, that newer part obviously was added on later, but she says before that they had like a really big garden that was close to the house, instead of one that was like farther out in the fields, and that's something that she says that she tended to with the people that lived in the home. And I do feel like there were people that lived in the home, or the people that lived in the home during that time, like 1900s, was, so late 1800s, early 1900s, there was a generational family, which is not uncommon. So that's not really, I don't think you need a medium to say that. But there's also an older man that was on the porch when they were talking about the older pram that you saw, the baby carriage. And he seems a little bit more, he's older. I feel like he would have been the husband of the woman who was the old lady on the front porch with the cat. But yeah, we'll keep going. I'm trying to tap into the energy of the house too, but there's so many people, I'm surprised. I thought I was going to have to read more into the house.
Look at that. All right, now that we have seen the outside of this house, it's time for us to go inside. But first, let's hear the story of why it's left like this.
Oh, there's a backstory? I don't know if I want to know this. Let me see if I can guess. I don't know. Man, the pressure's on. Okay. I feel like there's a man stepping forward, one of the original people that owned the house. I feel like he might have been a doctor, an eye doctor, because he shows me he has like little spectacles on his face, but I don't know if that's because he was a doctor or an eye doctor, or if that's just what he looks like. Man, I'm nervous. Okay. There was a lot of things going on at the time. I feel like there might have been a railroad that was close to the house at one point in time. They're showing me a railroad. I feel like he might have done a lot of different things. He shows me dealing with money. So obviously, because you have a really nice house. But, oh goodness, let's see. Because there's a younger man stepping forward now. It's not the older man. I feel like generations of families lived here, like, you know, grandparents, parents, and then children at one point. I don't know, he shows me a railroad, he shows me money, banking, so maybe like investments, but that's normal too. I feel like he might have done something with eyeglasses. I don't know, let's see. Well, okay, I'm asking. Let's see, who else would have owned the house? Someone that did something for the town. They worked in the town. I don't know. Let's just see. They're showing me that they worked for the people that owned the town or were a part of the town. But that's all. That sounds so stupid. Oh, when I'm saying it. All right, let's see. Let's see.
Dating back to 1890, this masterpiece of a house was owned by a businessman in the furniture industry who was very prominent in the area. He and his wife had 3 children, one who even played professional baseball for the New York Yankees. And through the years, the mansion was passed down in the family, until the 1990s when a new family purchased the home. Not much is known about the most previous family, but judging by the interior, they were very much a loving and caring couple, with children that they supported through and through. But unfortunately, an old home like this became too much to keep up, and started falling apart, forcing them to leave, and becoming too dangerous to come back and get their belongings. So join me today and let's see what's left.
Okay, furniture. Alright, so the glasses were not, that's just what he looked like. But he did deal with stuff in the community. And he had a lot of money, so dealing money. Alright, furniture. That's fabulous. Okay, let's go.
Alright everyone, we made it into the abandoned mansion here. This is a southern mansion, so it's going to be kind of really cool. I know we already saw the outside. The outside is pretty fantastic. It looks like a haunted house, like you'd see in like a movie. Almost kind of resembles VECNA'S house from Stranger Things. Very cool. Anyways, I'm upstairs. I'm going to start you guys upstairs, work our way downstairs.
So I'm trying to channel the energy of the house. So when I do house readings, I not only channel the energy of the house, but also the souls that are associated to it. So instead of trying to channel the souls that are around the house, I'm going to ask the house for information instead. Because I don't necessarily have to talk to the souls to get information. So, sorry, there's a train in the distance. The house itself says that it was very well kept. Even up until I think the place got abandoned by the most recent owners in the 90s, which the house did show me it was the 90s, but I was looking more for the 1890s families. The house was always taken care of, which makes sense because if the original owner was a furniture person, I'm sure, or furniture creator, I'm sure that he took very good care of all of the woodwork, the molding, everything that, like the bones of the house. I feel like the people that left in the 90s, I don't think it was just because the house was, this is what the house is telling me. And sorry, ADHD brain. The reason I can read the energy of houses is because if the house itself is so old or older, the people that have lived there, the energy that it absorbs, kind of like a sponge, gives it this sort of like sentience, for lack of a better word, and I use that loosely. But it's interesting how much houses can tell me just based on reading the energy that it has acquired, for lack of a better word. So this house was very well taken care of because of who owned it, and I feel like when it came to the molding and like the fine details of the house, I feel like there's a lot of very nice and well put together things. Like pantry areas are very, like the way it's structured makes a lot of sense. There was a lot of care put into it before we see the rest of the house. I feel like natural light was a really big thing for when they were building it and constructing it. A lot of care was taken into figuring out, well, how many windows should we put for it to be economical, but also, you know, have enough natural light so we don't have to have so many lights or fires or things like that going. The energy of the house is, I would say, more masculine than it is feminine. And I'm not saying that a house has gender, I'm just saying the energy of the house. Kind of like when an animal, even if it's a boy, might act really girly, or if it's a girl, it acts like very manly. That's what I mean by masculine or feminine. It has a more feminine sort of energy to it in the roots of it. Oh, that's what I was saying. I don't think that the 1990s family left because it was getting too much to take care of. I think there was something that happened with the family themselves, like a family event took place, and that's why they had to leave the house to sort of downsize and go somewhere else. But I don't think anyone else was going to buy the house because the people, if they tried to sell it, people weren't going to try it. Like they tried to sell it, but people wouldn't buy it because no one wants a house that's that old because they don't want to have to take care of it. But I don't think the original people from the 1990s left because they couldn't upkeep it. But I don't know. We'll see. Maybe.
So this is the first room we're walking into, and this room was not a bedroom. This was more of a common space. As you can see, there are couches, chairs, things like that. There's speakers in here. There's even an old record player over here, and I have to be really careful where I walk because a lot of this house is collapsing. So one wrong step and it could be bye-bye. But anyways, there is a very neat little record player right there. Looks like a bunch of different stereos going through the whole thing. Obviously we got these older looking chairs. These are kind of chairs I'd see in like waiting rooms of like churches or funeral homes, things like that. But you see that a lot in these older southern houses. You can see it's all pink in here, and the architecture here is just amazing. It goes green carpet, pink wall, and then you have this really, really nice woodwork right above this doorway. And everything kind of flows together. So we have 1, 2, 3 bedrooms upstairs. So let's go into our first bedroom right here. Walking in, I see a lot of water bottles. That kind of gives off a squatter vibe, which could be the case here. There could be a squatter here. Not 100% sure. but very well could be. But nothing looks too new, and the beds don't look like they've been slept on or anything. We're gonna walk through this. As you can see, there is some damage that has been done to the place just by the decay over time. I mean, this has been abandoned for many years. As you can see, you got the toys here. And a place like this probably was deteriorating before they even left it. Makes it seem like it's been abandoned a lot longer, but realistically, this place has only been abandoned for about a decade, maybe a little bit longer than a decade. Chairs, the rugs, the couch, the bed, it's all here. So we'll take a look around. I gotta be really, really careful on this floor. It looks like it dips right there in the middle, and I really don't want to fall through. That would definitely ruin my day.
Okay, so I'm asking the house what, like, I really like the common area, like, layout. I think that's so freaking cool. But the rooms upstairs were only for the boys. I feel like there has to be a master bedroom on the first floor of the house where the parents of the original owners would have lived, the furniture maker and their 3 sons. So let's see later on if I'm right, because I'm asking the house about it, which is interesting. Yeah, let's keep going.
This place had to be so grand. It's the most grand house on the street too. Every other house is like a small little ranch house, and then you got this big 2-story Victorian here. So it looks like we're good to walk over here. So as we can see, we get over here to the dresser, and we see, like, this is why it's not terribly old. Here's a chrome cast Ultra. Those definitely aren't that old. So like I said, just around a decade ago, this place was left, and you can see all of their belongings. These are some blankets and sheets, probably socks and stuff. These drawers have not been opened in a very long time, so they're going to be a little bit harder to pop open. So we're just going to leave them alone. This looks like a little closet that maybe, I almost thought that was like a fridge or something, but it's not. Looks like they maybe did homework in this little space. There's a desk in here. I believe this is just one of the children's bedrooms. I think the master is downstairs. But as we can see, there's a big nice rug underneath the bed, and it looks like they were trying to work on stuff because there's a bunch of outlets here, things like that. But as you can tell, they didn't get very far with much because this whole place is just left where they kept some of their books. Then leads into the bathroom. This is a very tiny bathroom, and it's a closet at that too. So like all the person's clothes are hanging up right here. This is a tiny, tiny bathroom. Look at that. All the clothes still here. TV back here. And then there's the toilet through that door, but it's really tight squeeze.
Okay, so when it comes to this bathroom that they're looking through right now, the house is telling me that the bathroom wasn't added until the 1920s. So that, yeah, I don't know. The house is saying that wasn't there for a while. It was added additionally in the 1920s.
Now we still got a bit to go, and this is just the first one. I'm gonna try not to rush through anything. I wanna show you guys as much as I possibly can. When we get downstairs, it gets really good, but also some of it is kind of clapped out. So we'll see how that goes. I wanna get off this floor before it breaks in. Let's go to the next bedroom. We're gonna go to my left here, and we're gonna see this room is really blue, and it looks like they were packing stuff up in here. So the bed is leaning up against the wall there. The bed frame is actually behind it. So the bed must have been in that corner over there. Dresser, everything on this side. Trying to give you a feel of how this room was set up. It's really blue in here, like an aqua blue. There could be lead paint in here too, so just gotta be careful. Check it out. Fireplace, all the teal fireplace in here. Some stuffed animals. King-size beds in every room so far. King-size bed in here. As you can see, the ceiling is just caving in.
Okay, so I was asking the house why did the people that bought it in the 90s paint everything just one color? Because the house itself isn't mad that it was painted over everywhere, just just a really thick coat of paint on everything. But I'm just wondering, like, why did they do it that way? Because the original, like, the house itself is talking about how it used to look so different. Everything had, like, beautiful woodwork and molding. Everything was shellacked and things had different separate colors. Like, I'm wondering when they go downstairs if the ceiling has, like, some tile or something on it. I don't know, it's talking about tile that looks like different colors somewhere. But they're saying that when the people bought it in the 90s, they were trying to just, like, seal everything in, I guess. So there might have been, well, I mean, if you don't have a dehumidifier and everything's really warm and humid in the South, which I don't know, but they tell me that they were trying to, like, seal all of the walls and paint and things like that, and in doing that, it sort of did the opposite effect and didn't let things breathe. So things started getting soft, if that makes sense. That's kind of what it's telling me. So the owners tried to save it, but they kind of did the wrong thing by painting it that much. But things used to look way different. Like, the ceiling wasn't painted. It was, what is it called? Shellacked or varnished. And just, yeah, things like that. I don't know. So, okay, continuing on.
So let's move on to our next bedroom. So we go across the common space. And this bedroom looks pretty clean. Well, for the most part. So we have another big old king size bed in here. You got multiple bags of luggage. It's kind of scattered throughout. Maybe they were packing stuff up. It just always kind of throws me off when a family has stuff like they're ready to go and then ends up not taking it, like, really anything. It's confusing in a way, but you know, it's sad. Another king size bed though, you guys can see. There's a lot of books up in this closet, as you can see. World books. It's mostly just world books, encyclopedias and stuff like that. Wanted to point out the blue walls all in here. I told you guys it goes from, like, pink and blue in these old houses most of the time. You have another fireplace. Looks like they covered it up, so I wonder if they installed central heat and air through this place and that's why they covered these up. If you have any ideas, let me know in the comments. And I wanted to point out all this original hardwood flooring throughout the house. Very beautiful. It just sucks that this is going to be wasted away with time. This would be great hardwood floor to use, to be put to use, but it's unfortunately just going to cave in, kind of like that wall over there. And this one has its own bathroom. Floor is looking a little bit sketchy in here. I don't see it, well, I thought I didn't see a toilet, but there's one right there. Some Christmas decorations. It's all very teal in this bathroom. There is a ladder that goes up. It's a little sketch, but this is such a cool room. Now guys, we need to try to find somewhere in here that has dates on it, because I really want to see the kind of last dates that were in this house before it was left. But you guys already know when it was abandoned, because I do all kind of the checking after the explore, because sometimes we just find these places just driving around and don't really get to do a whole lot of checking on them beforehand as far as history goes. So yeah, that is bedroom number 3. So far the best room, but we have to go downstairs, which is still really good. So
if you like this video, make sure to let me know in the comments below. But next time we're gonna go into part 2, which is where they go downstairs. We'll see if I'm right, if there's a master bedroom downstairs or not, and if the 3 upstairs bedrooms were just for the boys according to the house. I feel like that's what it's gonna be like, but I wish they would do, like, more outside views, because the way the house shows me everything set up is way different. Like, the roads around it are dirt. There's more of, like, a field and things like that. I feel like there was a house over, if you're facing the house, like looking at it front wise, there would be a house, like the nearest neighbor in the 1890s would have been out and down to the left over where the city would have started to been, where the city would have been, or the town. But it's interesting. So until next time, make sure to like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think of this video in the comments below. And if you're interested in a house reading, if that's something that you're interested in, a house reading, a pet reading, a psychic reading, plant readings are fun. Feel free to go down to the description below and check out the link to our website. But until then, we are your PsycKicks. Peace.